The 49th parallel, the line that separates the United States from Canada. This border, stretching over 5,500 miles, is the longest undefended border in the world. It has long been a symbol of the unique relationship between these two North American giants. For decades, it's been a symbol of peace, friendship, and cooperation. The border has facilitated trade, tourism, and cultural exchange, fostering a bond that many believe to be unbreakable. Sure, there have been disagreements like any good neighborly squabble. Issues like trade disputes, environmental concerns, and immigration policies have occasionally caused friction, but nothing quite like this. The current situation has escalated beyond the usual diplomatic disagreements, reaching a level of tension that is unprecedented in recent history. In a move that has shocked many, and left former President Donald Trump reportedly speechless, Canada has decided to flex its muscles, and it's hitting America where it hurts, the wallet. This bold move has sent ripples through the political and economic landscapes of both nations. British Columbia, the Canadian province that serves as a crucial land bridge between the lower 48 states and Alaska, has announced new tolls on U.S. commercial vehicles. These tolls are set to significantly impact the flow of goods and services between the two countries. These tolls, which target the trucking industry's lifeline to the last frontier, are no accident. They are a strategic move designed to leverage Canada's geographic advantage in this ongoing economic tug-of-war. They are a calculated response to years of simmering trade tensions, ignited by the fiery rhetoric and protectionist policies of the Trump administration. The imposition of tariffs and trade barriers by the U.S. has not gone unnoticed by its northern neighbor. This isn't just about money, it's about sending a message. Canada is making it clear that it will not be bullied or taken for granted in matters of trade and economic policy. Canada, often seen as America's polite and accommodating neighbor, is drawing a line in the snow. This metaphorical line represents a stand against what it perceives as unfair treatment and economic aggression. The message: bully us on trade, and we'll hit you where it hurts. This is a clear signal that Canada is willing to take significant measures to protect its interests and assert its sovereignty. This is a story about economic retaliation, political posturing, and the uncertain future of the world's longest undefended border. As tensions rise, the once peaceful and cooperative relationship between the U.S. and Canada faces new challenges that could reshape the dynamics of North American trade and diplomacy for years to come. The Alaska Highway, a ribbon of asphalt that winds its way through the rugged beauty of British Columbia, is more than just a scenic route. It's a vital artery that connects the remote regions of Alaska to the rest of North America. This highway, often blanketed in snow and flanked by towering mountains, is a testament to human engineering and perseverance. It serves as a lifeline for Alaska, ensuring that essential goods, supplies, and the lifeblood of Alaskan commerce can flow freely. Without this crucial route, the state would be isolated, cut off from the resources it needs to thrive. The highway carries everything from food and medical supplies to construction materials and consumer goods. For American truckers, hauling cargo to and from the last frontier, it's not just a road, it's an artery that sustains the economy and daily life of Alaskans. These truckers brave harsh weather conditions and long, lonely stretches of road to ensure that Alaska remains connected. However, this vital artery is about to get a lot more expensive. Under the new legislation proposed by British Columbia's Premier David Eby, American trucking companies will face hefty tolls for using the province's highways. This move is part of a broader effort to generate revenue for infrastructure maintenance and improvements. Premier Eby argues that these tolls are necessary to ensure that all users of the highways contribute fairly to their upkeep. The funds collected will be used to repair and maintain the roads, ensuring they remain safe and passable for everyone. However, for American trucking companies, these tolls represent a significant increase in operating costs. The additional expenses will likely be passed down the supply chain, affecting the prices of goods transported to and from Alaska. While the tolls are framed as a way to maintain infrastructure and ensure fair contributions from all users, they are undeniably a shot across the bow of U.S. trade policy. The move has sparked concerns about the potential impact on cross-border trade and the broader economic relationship between the U.S. and Canada. The new tolls have sent shockwaves through the American trucking industry, which relies heavily on the Canadian route for access to Alaska. Trucking companies are now faced with the challenge of absorbing these additional costs or passing them on to consumers. The potential cost increases could impact everything from groceries to construction materials in the already price-sensitive Alaskan market. Consumers and businesses alike may feel the pinch as prices rise to accommodate the new tolls. This is no small matter. It's a direct hit to the economic jugular of a state heavily reliant on trade. The increased costs could have a ripple effect, impacting not only Alaska, but also the broader North American supply chain. As the debate over the tolls continues, stakeholders on both sides of the border are watching closely. The outcome of this legislation could set a precedent for future cross-border trade policies and infrastructure funding models. For now, the road less traveled is set to become a lot more expensive, and the true cost of this change will only become apparent in the months and years to come. This is a pivotal moment for the Alaskan economy and the American trucking industry, as they navigate the challenges and opportunities presented by this new tolling policy. To understand this escalating trade war, we need to rewind the clock. Let's journey back to a time when the global trade landscape was dramatically shifting. Cast your minds back to the turbulent years of the Trump presidency, a period marked by aggressive trade policies and a penchant for tariff wars. It was a time when the world watched closely as the U.S. administration took bold and often controversial steps. Remember the trade war with China, the threats against Mexico? These were not isolated incidents but part of a broader strategy to reshape global trade dynamics. Well, Canada wasn't spared from the bluster either. Despite being one of America's closest allies, Canada found itself in the crosshairs of these aggressive trade maneuvers. Trump, with his America First mantra, saw tariffs as his weapon of choice, a way to punish trading partners and bring back manufacturing jobs to the U.S. He believed that by imposing tariffs, he could correct what he saw as unfair trade practices. Canada, a country with deep economic ties to the U.S., became an unexpected target. The economic interdependence between the two nations made the imposition of tariffs particularly impactful. Trump slapped tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, citing national security concerns, a move that baffled many and strained relations. The justification of national security was seen by many as a thinly veiled excuse to exert economic pressure. But it wasn't just the tariffs themselves, it was the rhetoric that accompanied them. The language used by the administration was often inflammatory, creating a climate of uncertainty and tension. Trump repeatedly threatened to tear up NAFTA, the free trade agreement between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. This agreement had been a cornerstone of North American trade for decades, and its potential dissolution sent shockwaves through the business community. He accused Canada of taking advantage of the U.S. on trade, using inflammatory language that left a sour taste in the mouths of many Canadians. The impact of these words and actions reverberated far beyond the immediate economic consequences, affecting diplomatic relations and public sentiment on both sides of the border. British Columbia's proposed legislation is not just a knee-jerk reaction, it's a carefully crafted countermeasure. It's like that moment in a chess match when your opponent, after relentlessly attacking your queen, realizes you've been setting them up for a checkmate. The legislation empowers the province to levy tolls on U.S. commercial vehicles transiting to Alaska. But here's the kicker, it's not automatic. Think of it as a loaded gun in a holster. It's there, ready to be used if needed, a potent symbol of Canada's resolve to stand up to what it perceives as economic bullying. The legislation also includes measures to streamline trade within Canada, reducing barriers between provinces. This two-pronged approach, hitting U.S. trade while boosting internal Canadian commerce, is a clear signal that Canada is prepared to play hardball. As the global market shifts, Alaska feels the pinch. The state's economy, heavily reliant on oil and gas, faces unprecedented challenges. With falling prices and decreasing demand, local businesses and communities brace for impact. Residents express concerns about job security and future prospects. In the midst of these changes, there is a growing call for diversification and sustainable development. Alaska stands at a crossroads, navigating through uncertainty while seeking new opportunities. In the vast expanse of the Great White North, a sudden and unexpected chasm has opened, creating a sense of awe and trepidation. This geological phenomenon has sparked curiosity among scientists and residents alike, as they seek to understand its origins and implications. The chasm, stretching for miles, has disrupted the tranquil landscape, bringing with it an air of mystery and concern. As news of the chasm spreads, reactions from around the world begin to pour in. Environmentalists express their worries about the ecological impact, while geologists propose various theories about what might have caused such a dramatic shift. Local communities are both fascinated and fearful, unsure of what this means for their future. Governments and organizations are quickly mobilizing to assess the situation and provide support where needed. Amidst the chaos, there is a growing call for diplomacy and dialogue. Leaders from affected regions are urging for calm and cooperation, emphasizing the need to work together to address the challenges posed by the chasm. Experts suggest that open communication and collaborative efforts could pave the way for innovative solutions and prevent further disruptions. The call for diplomacy highlights the importance of unity in the face of uncertainty. Despite the efforts to manage the situation, uncertainty looms large. The future remains unclear, with many questions still unanswered. What caused the chasm? How will it affect the environment and the people living nearby? As the world watches and waits, there is a shared sense of anticipation and unease. The unfolding events in the Great White North serve as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of our planet.